When I was a youth minister, many, many years ago, I took my youth group to there was a group of churches that were around the church. And
Yes, it turned it on.
they were of all different denominations. Catholics, Episcopalians, Presbyterians, there were Methodists. Am I not on?
You're not on.
Okay, let me see. Hold on. See, you didn't have to wait, Barb. Now. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, let's start this over. When I was a youth minister, I took my youth group, and in the area that we lived in Indianapolis, our church was in, there were a lot of other different denominations. Episcopalian, there was Catholic, there was Presbyterians, there were Methodists, just all kinds of different faiths and denominations, Christian denominations. And there was also a big Jewish synagogue. And so one year, we decided, we contacted people from all the churches, and we asked if we could do a big interfaith youth gathering. And so we were invited to the Jewish Community Center that was in our neighborhood. And we it ended up being split up amongst Protestants, Catholics, and Jews. Now, I can tell you a lot of stories about that, but the one thing in the meeting that I thought was very interesting is that the Jewish rabbi stood up, and she was talking. And we had told the kids you could ask any questions of the leaders that you wanted to. And so when she started talking, someone raised their hand, and they said, "What do you do during Christmas?" And she'd grown up in a pretty strict Jewish family. And they said, "Well, do you have a Christmas tree?" And she said, no, we didn't have a Christmas tree. She goes, "But what we did have was a Hanukkah bush." And they would bring in a tree, and they would decorate it, but it was a Hanukkah bush. When I think about Christmas, I think about the Christmas tree a lot. Because it has absolutely no significance for the celebration of Christmas at all. Nothing whatsoever to do with the birth of Jesus. You can read all the Gospels, you can read the Bible, both Old Testament and New Testament, up and down, and you cannot find. There is no reason why we do have Christmas trees, at least as far as religion. And in fact, it was pretty recent on a relative scale, the 2,000 years of Christianity, that we even have Christmas trees at all. It came out of Germany. And if we follow the German tradition, the original tradition of the Christmas tree, there would be a pickle in that tree. How do I know? Because I served a church in Pennsylvania, which had all those Pennsylvania Dutch. And everybody in Pennsylvania put a pickle or a pickle ornament in their tree. You're nodding your head, so you've heard of that, right? Yeah. And you can buy pickle ornaments to put in your tree. Pickles have absolutely nothing to do, and I will defy you to show me in the gospel what it has to do with the baby Jesus. It doesn't. Not in any way, shape, or form. None of the wise men brought pickles. So, but here's my question. Could you imagine celebrating Christmas without a Christmas tree? I've heard of people that stop putting up Christmas. Especially people whose spouses have died, families have left, and they just don't want to go through the hassle of it. But then on the other side, I know of people who put their tree up, and then at Christmas just take down the decorations, and for the rest of the year change the decorations to reflect the season. So when it's spring, they put in spring flowers in the tree. When it's 4th of July, they put in red, white, and blue. And so it becomes a revolving part of their seasonal decoration. And yet I would say there are not too many people here that would be happy celebrating Christmas without a Christmas tree. Now, as I grew up and we had Christmas trees, one of the things that I really have liked about Christmas trees and one of the things that I really hated about Christmas trees have to do with the ornaments. You see, I like trees that where each and every ornament has a story behind it. In our family, it was usually that since there were so many kids of us, we would always come and make ornaments. And we would give them and they would hang on the tree. And that's always great. When my kids were growing up, I wanted them to have a part of the ornaments on the Christmas tree. And they did. And a significant part in the ornaments that we put on our Christmas tree. And I can guarantee you that in our house, on our Christmas tree, there is a story behind every single ornament that is on that tree. To me, that's what, for me, the celebration of Christmas entails, is that it is bringing together the stories of your loved ones. I always thought this is what I would want to do in a church. I would want to put a tree up and not put the decorations, and these are pretty decorations, but they're the kind of things that I don't like about Christmas trees. I don't like, when I found out that people pay money to decorators to come into their house to put on Christmas decorations, I always thought, why would you want something that's so stale, that's so, impersonal? I know it's pretty. The pretty is for the department stores or the malls, But I wanted something meaningful. And I always thought with the church you should have something meaningful too. And so I always thought it would be nice if every family in the church would bring one ornament that meant something to them, and we could put it on a tree. And that would be the church's tree. And that tree would grow every year as people grew and came and brought their own significant Christmas tree. It would be a wonderful thing. You could put it in the narthex, everybody would see it, and this would be the family of the church's Christmas tree. And we would know that every single ornament on that tree had a personal significance. And to me, that gets closer to what the meaning of Christmas is. The other part of Christmas that I could probably live without, I don't know, you could, and that is, it has little to do. So there's a sliver of a reason why we can find it in the Christmas story, the story of Jesus, and that is giving gifts. I could do without giving gifts. I don't think that's the important part of the story, and quite frankly, as you know, if you know anything at all about the Christmas story, the gifts that he got were all symbols. The gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Frankincense symbolized that he was the high priest. He was going to be God's high priest. The gold, that he was King of Kings. The myrrh, that he was going to die. If you don't know this, I'm going to burst your bubble, but myrrh is not some fancy perfume. It is an embalming spice that was used back then to embalm corpses. And so that was the significant was that was a symbol to say that he would die for our sins. He would be our Savior. And so, quite frankly, if Sally gave me a symbol of my death, I don't think I'd be happy with her at Christmas time. But the bigger point is that what I don't like about gifts, and what I never liked about gifts, and what I'm sure you don't like about gifts either, is that the feeling that you have to buy somebody a gift and you just buy something, that you don't know, you don't want it, they don't want it. The whole thing about the party, the play next week, the ugly sweater, came out of the fact that people, the tradition of getting gifts that you didn't want. And ugly Christmas sweaters are one of those things that some people think is funny to give or think it's great to give, and people don't want it. By the way, this is an aside I told you last week, but I'm telling you again, if you come next week and wear an ugly Christmas sweater, wear an ugly Christmas sweater. Do not wear a Christmas sweater that you like, because they are going to judge it. And you do not want to be judged on the sweater that you really like and everybody else thinks is ugly. So